Hey guys, it's Terry and Eric. Hey, today we're going to take you along with us. We're up in a town called Bushnell, which is located probably about an hour north of Tampa. We're at the historic Dade Battlefield State Historic Park. Is that right? Historic. It's a state park. Historical state park. Anyway, they're having the reenactment today in a short little while for the 1835. I guess you would say it was a ambush of the Seminole Indian tribe on the Continental US Army. So it was like something like 100 Army, Continental Army soldiers that fell. All but I think three.
They were on their way to Fort King.
They were on their way to Fort King, which
Ocala.
is Ocala, and then they were ambushed by the Seminole Indians. And unfortunately, I think only one survived. There were three, but they were wounded. Two had died, so one soldier out of 100 plus actually survived and made it. So let's get ready to watch some gunfire, and I don't want to say see some soldiers go, but the Seminoles said, "Not today, Satan," and kept their land here for quite some time. So remember, this took place in 1835, so their uniforms are going to look a little different, and they're using muskets, and the Indians actually shot back with musket rifles, so I don't know where they got them from. Yep, they see the cannons rolling in. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. Let's go watch a battle in the swamp. Talk to you later.
Our numbers are dwindling. We still have a loud voice. Frightful voice. Gardner shot again, and he's down. Oh Lord, he's down. Lieutenant Messenger said he's the last officer left. And do your best, boys. Do your best. Oh. Less than a half dozen keep it. It was the Corsi. The Corsi's alive. He's all shot to pieces too. Come on, De Corsi. We'll get back. We'll get back to Fort Brooke. We'll get back. my way back. I had wounds all over my body, but I could see before they hit me. I kept closer. There was a lookout that called out, "Who is it?" And I said, "It's Ransom Clark, by God, and I'm alive. I'm alive." But I've got to come back. I've got to come back every time.
So when they start break this, you take a piece of flint and you start breaking the pieces off, they call it napping. And the skill set, nobody does it. One of those lost. Yes. Somebody that had to do it use a machine. There's something I said that needs to be done. And this is one of that, like I said, that's a really good one.
Those that were here, those that fought, and we also have a chance to dedicate this to a particular person.
fudge, licorice, rock candy, kettle corn. Look at the size of those kettles.
We need to talk. Let's talk to Dade about what pleasure is.
Wow. Making big batches. Got raspberry, watermelon, apple, cinnamon, kettle corn. Oh, cool. Look at that fossil. $40. Wow.
There's about 5 for $2.
Bent leather. Boy, that's an old sign. These yo-yos. Adult tomahawks. Some cool blankets. Oh wow. I didn't even notice those. Muzzle loading guns. Custom made for this gun here. 1730. Prices from 300 to 800. Wow.
That'll work. We're not going to be home north of Kansas City, Smithville Lake.
Cool.
We have to measure it.
New for you. 50 to 100-year-old hand spun, dyed, hand hunted original rug. Saddlebags, camel and horse. Water bag covers. Horse bags. Cool.
Interactive.
Safety meeting, check his car.
They told me I had to have something right here.
Fatigue jacket with yellow trim. Artillery.
You were the one that they
$135.
Yeah, he was telling me about it.
I've been telling everybody.
This is what they were wearing in
I think that's
1835.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
He's like, what's gonna happen? It's gonna move. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all it could
The only
happen.
thing it's going to do is potentially maybe possibly scratch your gun a little bit.
No, it's
No,
not.
that band has nothing to do with the barrel. It's strictly for the freaking shoulder sling. That's a comfort piece. That's one of the few things they did for the soldiers.
Musket cleaning, hammer sole, flash guard, musket
No,
parts.
because they went
Got
a
everything.
3-hour class.
That's a real unit. No,
Friday.
Well, he's got all the stuff.
Because
He's a Civil War man.
Don't-
people show up on
Don't bring the
Friday,
flintlock. They'll
okay.
frown.
Got the indoor antiques. The
Officer's coat team.
indoor
So,
flea market, outdoor flea market, Civil War.
This is the only Florida State Park out there.
So I will check with my source.
We have done Fort
See if I
Monroe.
get
So that's the hat they were talking about from
Well, they
Europe.
have you guys on
Only
the other
lasted
side
2
of the
years.
bridge.
And then Summers Road.
What's the deal with the hat? You know where in Europe that they, one of the soldiers was telling us that this hat was designed somewhere in Europe, they only used it for 2 years, like in the
Yeah.
1830s?
Yeah, because it's a horrible hat.
Or that's what they were saying, horrible.
It's leather.
Did it cover like just any part specific in Europe or no? Like France or?
I'm
Just
not
adapted it.
entirely knowledgeable. I just know they only used it for 2 years because it absolutely sucked. Because it's 100% leather. And then
especially in Florida, sweating.
being in Florida, they only would last a year or two, whereas your felt or your cloth hats, don't find hats like that from the Civil War that are pristine. The leather, the sweat, the rain, the wind, the heat, it just
Doesn't work.
drops it. The humidity, it just drops it.
Have you seen the big
They
crowd
get hot
there?
soles hats now.
I could imagine. That's what they used in 1835. How cool is that? Oh, look at that. It's got all the stones. Look at the points.
Oh, it's bug and amber. It looks like a scorpion. And amber.
Which one do you like? You like the points? You like those?
I don't know. I like the amber. It's the thing on Outlander.
Is it?
It is. Ooh. Gold arrowheads.
They make it rough for everybody to kind of get.
What is it?
Compass.
Oh, a compass pocket watch.
Oh, what? See, you
Yeah, flutes. Look
These.
at these points, yeah.
that's good.
Yep.
Sharp.
Yeah.
They are. I wouldn't want to get stuck with one of those. 85. Look at that.
Yeah,
Like the little pines.
Oh, and then you got toys.
Little snakes.
There's
It's like my
usually
dragon.
some, but I don't know if they have them here.
Oh, wow, look how it moves.
It's cool, right?
Vinny would like one of those. He'll scare his sisters to
Get
death.
him a real looking one like this.
How much are they? $5?
I don't know. Looks like it would probably be.
I don't know. I don't see any prices on it. That one that looks real.
This one, yeah.
All right, grab that one.
I live in Daytona Beach.
Daytona Beach?
Yeah.
I'm looking
There's
at
more
ideal
points.
necklace.
Those are all man-made. They didn't find theirs.
Well, they're all man-made anyway.
Well. All right, there, Smarty. All right. government insistence Seminole defiance. So here's a history of how the battle unfolded, the aftermath, how it sparked a war, the consequences, and the cost. Well, boy, these Seminoles, they knew this land like the back of their hand. Seeds of sorrow. And here is where they were trying to take all the Indians from Florida, as you can see, Georgia, northern Georgia, up in the Cherokee area, and ship them all to Oklahoma, unfortunately. So the Seminole are the red, that's the red line of the trail of sorrow. Then you have the Cherokee, the Creek, the Chickasaw, and the Choctaw were green. So the Choctaw were like Mississippi mainly area. Seeds of sorrow. From the moment the Europeans landed on the shores, the Florida's indigenous people were under attack. For decades, tribes like the Seminoles struggled to keep their lands and freedom. Devastated by disease, slavery, and warfare in 1830, the U.S. government took things a step further. President Andrew Jackson, he was a ruthless president. We'll save that for another day. Himself a veteran of the First Seminole War, signed the Indian Removal Act into law, demanding all Native people move west of the Mississippi River. Harsh. Thank God some of them stayed, and now we have a nice casino in Tampa. Just kidding. This is horrible. The ultimatum in 1832, several Seminole leaders signed the Treaty of Payne's Landing, which required the tribe to move to the land of present-day Oklahoma. Many Seminoles disputed the treaty, saying that it had, let's pull in there, had been forced to sign, or that those who agreed did not have authority to speak for the tribe. After years of resistance, the U.S. Army gave the Seminoles an ultimatum. You had to leave by January 1, 1836, or be forced out of Florida. With the deadline approaching, many Seminoles had made up their minds that they would defend their homes or die trying. Can you blame them? Leaving before dawn, the soldiers eventually reach open land. Feeling safe, Dade allows his men to relax. A big mistake. The Seminole warriors spring into action, firing hundreds of shots before the Seminoles can react. Dade is killed and half his commander killed or wounded within moments. That's what we saw earlier in the reenactment. There's Fort King. Okay, so to kind of give you your bearings on Florida. So up here we have Ocala. Then we have Fort Brooke. So we had Fort King. That's where they were headed. They came up from Tampa, which is going to be Fort Brooke. Where are they coming down? Have to check that one out. Here's where we are, right in the middle. This is where they got ambushed and killed. This is the Seminole Reservation all up through here. So you have Tampa, Orlando, Ocala. Obviously, you have Miami, Immokalee, Florida Keys. So that's where we are if you are curious. So come out, check out this park if you have time. Now, obviously, the reenactment's only once a year, but there's still plenty of history for you guys. Command of the U.S. Army forces in Florida at the time of the battle. Chief Micanopy led the Seminoles warriors during the conflict.